Alright, in this explainer, we're going to open up a case file on one of the most misunderstood molecules in the entire body, cholesterol. And we're going to follow the evidence, which might just lead to a conclusion that really surprises you.
So let's just start with the central question of our entire investigation. What if the story we've all been told about cholesterol has the characters completely mixed up? This is the key. Think about it this way. We've been taught to see cholesterol as the arsonist, the one who starts the fire. But what if it's actually the firefighter, the first responder just showing up to a blaze that was started by something else entirely? Let's dig into that idea. Okay, let's get into it. Before we can even think about accusing cholesterol of a crime, we've got to establish its alibi. And frankly, it's got a rock-solid one. It's a master material in the body, and we absolutely need it to survive. And you know, that is not an exaggeration. Without cholesterol, there is no human life. It's so important that our own bodies, mostly our liver, produce about 85% of all the cholesterol we need. We make it ourselves because we literally can't live without it. And just look at its resume. I mean, the sheer scope of its job is incredible. It's the building block for every single cell membrane in your body. It's the raw material for your hormones, your immune system. You even need it to make vitamin D from sunlight.
And get this number, 30 to 40% of your brain's dry weight is cholesterol. It's a literal building block of who you are and how you think. And this might be why some studies have found a connection between artificially forcing cholesterol down and some issues with memory. This is so important. Our entire hormonal system, the network that regulates your stress, your energy, your mood, your reproductive health, it's all built on a foundation of cholesterol. If you don't have enough of the raw material, you just can't make these critical hormones. It's that simple.
So if cholesterol is this vital master material, why is it always found at the scene of the crime and heart disease? And why do our levels go up? Well, this is where that firefighter metaphor really starts to make sense.
Okay, so imagine there's some damage to the wall of a blood vessel. Think of it like a crack or a pothole in a road. Your body immediately sends out an inflammatory signal. It sounds the alarm. The liver gets that call and it ramps up production of cholesterol, sending it out to act as a biological patch to repair that damage.
This idea is absolutely central to our investigation. High cholesterol isn't a mistake, it's an intentional, intelligent response. Your body is trying to heal itself. It's sending more of its best repair material to a site of injury to handle a crisis.
And that brings us to the main event. If cholesterol is just the repair crew showing up to the scene, then who or what is causing the damage over and over again? It's time to unmask the real culprits.
For decades, all the focus has been on the usual suspect, high cholesterol. But the evidence is now pointing us away from the cholesterol itself and toward the environment it's floating around in. The problem isn't the repair material, it's the conditions that are causing constant damage.
These are the real arsonists. Chronic inflammation, damage from constantly high blood sugar, insulin resistance, and oxidative stress, which is kind of like biological rust. These are the things that are starting the fire. They're what's injuring the lining of our blood vessels, forcing the body to send out that cholesterol repair crew day after day.
And here's the plot twist. In a really harsh, high-sugar environment, the repair material itself can get damaged. Sugar molecules can literally stick to cholesterol particles. It's a process called glycation. And this makes the cholesterol less effective and more likely to cause problems. So in a way, the firefighter gets damaged on the job and can become part of the problem.
Now this is where things get really curious. Big studies have uncovered what people are calling a paradox. Using statin drugs to lower cholesterol has been associated with an increased risk for developing type 2 diabetes. But having naturally high cholesterol has actually been associated with a reduced risk. It suggests there's this really complex relationship that we're only just beginning to figure out.
So when you look at all this evidence, it starts to seem like maybe. When we see a high cholesterol number on a lab report, we've been asking the totally wrong question this whole time.
You know, the knee-jerk reaction for years has been, how do I get this number down? But maybe that's like asking how to get the firefighters to stop showing up to a building that is constantly on fire.
The much better question, the more important question is this. Why is my body making an emergency call? What is the underlying damage that's happening that requires so much of this repair material right now? Because when you start asking that, you stop blaming the first responder and you finally start looking for the real fire.